Hello, it's Lee from Lee Cal Trading, and in this video I'm going to show you how I hit VirginBet for thousands of pounds during last season and the start of this season. This isn't something that I'm going to be actively using going forward, so I feel it's time to share it so you can also hit them as well. Once this loophole becomes public knowledge, I'm not sure how long it'll last. Will VirginBet get onto this and realise that thousands of people have opened accounts and started to use this? But if 1,000 people can take 200 quid, then that will be amazing. My account has now been limited. I'm not allowed to place any large bets. They haven't given me a max stake restriction, but what they've done is they've said you can only make so much. So I've got a profit restriction of something like £1. So last season was my best season on record, and it wasn't just from the exchange. The exchange is my bread and butter, and I love the exchange, but there is something about hitting the bookmakers, taking them for every single penny that I can get out of them, that just gives me a real buzz. It gives me a real kick. And what I like to do is I like to look at every single bookmaker account. So I'll open a bookmaker account with every single online bookie I can find, and I'll stress test them just to see if there's any loopholes that I can exploit. And to be honest with you, I've found some absolute golden nuggets, including this one, but this is just a small nugget. Some of them are absolutely golden. Some of the bookmakers are just begging to be hit multiple times. So obviously, I'm not going to give them ones up. I'm going to keep them close to my chest. So before we get into the live example, I just want to explain how I hit these bookmakers, how I hit VirginBet in particular. And it was to do with their cash out feature. Now, most bookmakers, as you know, when you place a bet on, let's say for instance, the example I'm going to be using was the Liverpool versus Chelsea game that happened yesterday. If you was to place £50 on 99.9% of bookies on Liverpool, when you went to your cash out page, they will automatically devalue what you have just placed. For example, you'll put £50 on, they'll give you £42 cash out. Now with VirginBet, for some strange reason, they don't do that. If you put £50 on, you go to the bet page, they will give you the opportunity to cash out for the same amount of money as you've just placed. So if you put £50 on, they'll allow you to get out for £50, which got me thinking. It got me thinking, well, what if I expose this? What if I exploit this and I use it when I know there's a corner, when I know there's a dangerous free kick, when I know there's a dangerous attacking play? If the attack comes to nothing, I can cash out for the same amount of money that I've just entered for. But if there's a goal, I'll wait for the suspension to finish, I'll wait for the market to settle, and then I will cash out for the profit. It's basically giving you a free shot at a goal, and it works time and time and time again. You're only going to get so far before you get limited. What you do after that is up to you. I'm not condoning multi-accounting whatsoever, but once I give you this information, you can take it away, do what you want, and it's got nothing to do with me. But just be mindful, you saw this here first. So every copycat that comes out with a video saying this is how you exploit VirginBet, you saw this here first. Now, if 10,000 people got onto this, I'm sure they'll have to change how they approach the cash out feature. But at the minute, I don't know, maybe it's an oversight. I don't know why they do this, but they do. And let's abuse it and let's exploit them as long as possible. So before we get into the live example, it's really important to note that you need the fastest information possible. Now with the Premier League or any top league, the best form of transmission is the FM radio. Not DAB, is the FM radio, because that's as close to live as you're going to get from actually being live. So if you're using live FM radio feed, then you can jump on the back of dangerous attacks. But another method that I use is using other bookmakers. So you will find a bookmaker with a really, really fast data feed. So when you see a team that's on a dangerous attack, if you can find a bookmaker that has the best possible feed, you can use them on another screen, and that's what I do. I'll have a Betfair open. I'll also have Bet365 open, because they're the quickest data streams that I've found. Now with this, you're probably best just hitting them on the corners and on the dangerous free kicks, only because if you back the dangerous attack because you see on Bet365 or Betfair that it's gone to a dangerous attack, that attack could be over and the ball could be up the other side of the pitch. Now, if you see that it's gone for the corner, there's obviously going to be time for players to get in the box, the player to put his hand up to give the signal of which kind of corner is going to be taken, and to actually take the corner itself. So the corners and the dangerous free kicks are usually best because there's usually a stall in play. Now, the VirginBet data, on the other hand, as you're going to see in this example, is absolutely shocking. Chelsea scored a goal, and I think it still said that Liverpool was in possession. It didn't even tell you that there was a corner until the market suspended. So just ignore them. I'm not watching that data. I'm watching it on 2 other screens above. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So what you need to be doing is you need to be splitting your screen up into 2 and having Liverpool on the left and Chelsea on the right. And the reason why I'm doing this is because the feed that I'm looking at, Liverpool are shooting to the left and Chelsea are shooting to the right. In half time, when the sides switch, I'll swap that over. Now Liverpool have gone on a dangerous attack. So what I've done, I've placed a 50p bet because that's all they'll let me have. And as you can see, I can now cash out for 50p. So I'll wait for the cash out. I got in for 50p, it's cashed me out for 50p. I'll quickly go back to the page. Just a bit of housekeeping before we start. You want to automatically accept price changes during bet placement and automatically accept cash out. So do that in your settings. Again, Liverpool have gone on the attack. I'll quickly go to my bets. I can now cash out for the same amount as I entered for, which was 50p. So I'll go back to the page, I'll add Liverpool back to the bet slip, and straight away again, Liverpool go on another attack. I don't know why that's there at the bottom, bit of a glitch, because I've already cashed out with that bet. But I am waiting. There is a corner, I believe. There was a corner for Liverpool. So I'm just waiting for that corner to come in, to be taken. And it comes to nothing. So I have now cashed out for 50p again after placing a 50p bet. You're giving me the same amount as I entered for. Same again. Reload the bet slip. Entered on Liverpool again. It was all Liverpool in the first half. They were heavily attacking. They were getting corner after corner, or attack after attack. Back to bets. Cash out again. And then when I was cashing out, Chelsea went on an attack. So there was a turnover in play. So then I will snap bet on Chelsea for 50p. And then cash out straight away because the attack came to nothing. And it's important you wait until you see that you've cashed out before you go back to the page. Otherwise, there can be a delay in your cash out. Now Chelsea go on the attack and they actually win a corner. I've seen on another screen that there's a corner, but it's only saying attacking at this moment in time. So they win the corner, and when I go to the cash out page, it suspends. Now if you look at the left, it was still saying that it was a dangerous attack and the corner afterwards, but they actually scored from the corner, so it is actually a goal. So when the market unsuspends, you can now cash out for your profit. If you were using £50 stakes, you would have been able to cash out for £80, making £30 profit from the goal and not losing anything on the bets before. So that is basically it. I don't know how long this is going to last now it's in the public domain, but hopefully they won't get onto this anytime soon. Just a few things to note. It looks relatively risk-free, but like everything, there's always risk. I found in the past that for some strange reason, as you know on the exchanges, if you're in and out of the exchanges, that the markets can suspend for absolutely no reason for minutes at a time. Now if this happens when you've got a open bet, when the market unsuspends, the odds are going to change because you're going to have odds decay in play. You're going to end up cashing out for less than you actually got in for. Another thing you want to be mindful of as well is I'd only use this strategy up to, I'd say, the 70th minute. Try not to do this on a heavy underdog. So if an underdog is over 4s, or if a favourite is losing and their odds are now over 3s and 4s towards the end of the game, because you know the odds are going to go against you. The chances are you can get in, you can get out with no issue whatsoever. But I'd just be a little bit mindful that you could get caught out with the time it takes for the bet to be placed and the bet to exit as well on your cash out. There could be a slight odds movement. Now you've ticked to accept odds changes during bet placement, and that goes for the cash out as well. So you could lose a tick or two if you are not safe with it. So it's just play around with it first, see how you feel, see how you go. It's totally up to you what kind of strategy you employ, whether you just hit the heavy favourites because you know their odds aren't going to slip, whether you hit a team that is 1-0 up because their odds are not really going to slip, because time decay will bring them odds down. But I've now given you the strategy. It's up to you how you move forward with that. I hope this video has been helpful for you. Take care, guys.